things. Among all nations we shall find no ease. Our people are getting shot down every day. Our people just celebrated their wicked 4th of July. A day later, our people get shot on camera. Then the day after that, another brother gets shot on camera. It does not stop. The Bible said that's a curse. Read the Bible precept upon precept to get the understanding.
That's right.
Read the Bible precept upon precept to get the understanding.
That's right.
Come talk to us. It'll teach you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians your true nationality according to the Bible.
That's right.
Get me John chapter 8, verse 32. We're going to start there. It's a lot of things going on in this world this week. Read what you got.
John chapter 8 and verse 32.
Read that.
And ye shall know the truth.
And you shall know the what?
The truth.
Uh-huh.
And the truth shall set you free.
And the what?
And the truth shall set you free.
Now let's get what the truth is that's going to set you free. Because our people think that the truth is saying God know my heart. I go to church on Sunday. That got to be the truth. Let's see what the truth is according to the Bible. Read that.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 142.
Read.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
How you doing?
What the closest thing to the truth?
You said what?
Hold on, let me get that.
What the closest thing to the truth?
What's that?
Lie.
Lies? I'm going to show you what the truth is though, according to the Bible though. Read that.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. And thy law is the truth.
So the Bible said God's laws is the truth. So what do you have to say about that? If God's laws are the truth, how do you find out what the truth is?
Whose law?
God's law.
God inspired man write law.
Yeah, right. So do you keep God's laws?
Huh?
Do you keep God's laws?
So we keep man law.
You keep man laws.
Yeah.
What I said something.
God inspired man make law.
Right. So you don't keep the commandments.
Not God law we keep because we don't know what God's law is.
This how you know what God's law is right here. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 34 verse 16.
This how you know what God's law is.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Do what?
Who
Seek
wrote that
ye
scripture? Who wrote that
out of the book of the Lord and read.
Isaiah, as he was inspired by the Most High God. Let me ask you a question. So you believe that the Most High who created heaven and earth and all this can't have been inspired to write his word for him? Think about that. Think about what you're saying.
Who know what God law is?
What you mean? I'm gonna read it again. This how you know. Read.
Hey,
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Do what?
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
So how would you know God's law? Hold on. How would you know God's laws if you don't read the Bible?
huh? The Bible contradict.
Where?
Huh?
Where?
He said, thou shalt not kill.
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Right.
That's a rice killer thee.
You said what?
He said, thou shalt not kill.
Uh-huh.
And he said, rice beat the rice killer thee.
Well, I know what you said.
He said, rise,
Christ?
Peter, kill and
Rise,
eat. He's talking about
Peter, rise,
rise, Peter, kill and
kill
eat.
and
Acts
eat.
10.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Two different
And he
things.
said,
Yeah,
thou
that's two
shalt
totally
not
different
kill.
things. So hold on.
The Bible contradict, man.
Brother, you don't have no proof of that. You don't even keep no commandments.
Huh?
Do you know what today is?
Commandments?
What's today?
How many commandments do we have?
What is over 600? What's today?
Huh?
What is today?
Saturday.
Which is what?
Huh? The Holy Sabbath day.
The Holy Sabbath day. You know that and you just came from the store.
Huh?
You know you're not supposed to be buying and selling on the Sabbath. Get that, Exodus 20.
But you preaching today.
Brother, is it wrong to do good on the Sabbath?
Please, my brother.
Huh? Is it wrong to do good on the Sabbath?
Huh?
Is it wrong to do good on the Sabbath? Exactly.
We see each other again. Man.
Yeah, read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8.
Read.
Remember the Sabbath day
Uh-huh.
to keep it holy.
That's what our people don't understand. You gotta keep God, the Sabbath day of the Most High God holy. but our people can give you every excuse in the world to not keep the commandments.
That's right.
Read that again from the top.
Remember the Sabbath
So
day
God said, remember the Sabbath day.
to keep it holy.
Read.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. In it thou shalt do any work.
Right.
Thou nor thy son.
So in this day you're not supposed to do any work. But this brother was just at the store shopping and buying, right? So go to Nehemiah 10:31 real quick, because he was buying and selling on the Lord's Sabbath day. But then they speak against what we doing. He said we about to come out here. Nehemiah 10:31.
Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 31.
Now let's see if we can buy or sell on the Sabbath.
And if the people of the land bring anywhere of victual
The scripture where Christ said, is it good to do
on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them.
Read that again from the top.
And if the people of the land bring anywhere of victual
Anywhere or food, right?
on the Sabbath day,
On what day?
on the Sabbath day to sell.
How you doing, brother? You all right? Come talk to us if you got the time. Read that.
On the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them.
That we would not what?
Buy it of them.
That we would not buy it of him. So we're not supposed to be buying or selling or working, right?
Matthew 12:11.
Get that real quick, because he said, why are we out here teaching? Why are we out here teaching? I'm going to show you why.
Matthew chapter 12 and verse 11. And he said unto them, what man should there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it?
You see that? We are the lost sheep. So we come out to teach our people on the Sabbath day, because it's not wrong to do it. Keep reading. How you doing, brother?
All right.
Hey,
And
you got
lift
time
it
to
out.
talk to us?
Verse 12. How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day.
Wait, whoa. This brother said that we're not supposed to be out here teaching, but because he's buying and selling. We just read in Nehemiah 10:31, you cannot buy and sell on the Sabbath.
Right.
But what did Christ say we can do on the Sabbath? Read 12 again.
Verse 12. How much then is a man better than a sheep?
Read.
Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day.
Yeah, we doing well by coming to wake you up. It's hot as ever out here. And we come out to teach our people who they are according to the Bible. All these bad things happen to our people. We getting shot down in the streets.
Right.
Our people retaliating, shooting the police officers. That's madness. And we come to tell y'all how to get out of the situation according to the Bible. Give me Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. We're gonna start right there. What you gotta understand, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you are the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
And we are cursed because we don't keep God's commandments. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass.
But it what?
It shall come to pass. If thou wilt not hearken.
So if we won't listen
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
So if we don't observe to do God's commandments, what's gonna happen?
And his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Wait. All these what?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake
so
thee.
It don't take a rocket scientist to know that a curse is an evil or bad thing.
Right.
All these curses were gonna come on the Israelites if we didn't listen to keep God's commandments. Jump to verse 20. We're gonna get straight to it. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 20.
Read.
The Lord shall send upon thee cursing.
He shall do what?
Send upon thee cursing.
You just read that. Read.
And vexation.
Read.
And rebuke. In all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do.
So in everything we try to do, right? We talking about the Black Panthers, the Black Lives Matter movement. All those things failed. Why? Because our people are still getting killed in the street every day. But nobody addresses the black on black crime. But we deal with when the so-called white man or your slave master kill you, then we riot and protest. That's showing you right there that everything we do, it fails. Why? Because we're not keeping the Most High God involved in it.
Right.
Read what you got.
Until thou be destroyed.
So we're going to be cursed and vexed until we are destroyed. We're not talking about physically, we're talking about spiritually. Now, jump to verse 46. How you doing,
How you doing, brother?
Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a
So these
wonder.
curses are going to be on our people for a what?
A sign and a wonder. And upon thy seed forever. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
So because we don't serve the Most High God with joyfulness, He gave us the kingdom at one point. Read.
For the abundance of all things.
Therefore
shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Therefore what?
Shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
So because of that, we got to serve our enemies in everything that we want. How you doing, brother? I talked to you earlier?
No, but I'll talk to you later. How long y'all gonna be here?
For a little while. You got any questions?
Well, no, I don't have any questions. I just wanted to talk to you guys. I ain't need you to go to Jackson, you know.
Okay.
I'll get back with you later.
All right. Read that to me. 40.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
So God said we're going to serve our enemies. Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger
Right.
and in thirst and in nakedness
Read.
and in want of all things.
So in anything we could possibly want, God said because you didn't listen to me, you have to go to your enemies for it. That's a curse on our people right now. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
He shall do what?
Put a yoke of iron upon thy
On
neck.
this side right here to show you actual facts and history of the so-called white man putting yokes of iron on our people's neck. That actually happened. Read.
Until he have destroyed
Go there,
thee.
destroyed again. Now, jump to verse 65, please.
Verse 65.
Read.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
So among these nations we shall find no ease. What is that talking about? That's a curse, right? It's talking about, let's think about it, Alton Sterling. What's the other brother name? Falante Castile. These things, among all nations we shall find no ease. Our people are getting shot down every day. Our people just celebrated that wicked 4th of July. A day later, our people get shot on camera. Then the day after that, another brother gets shot on camera. It does not stop. The Bible said that's a curse. Read it again from the top.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 65.
Read.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
So we don't find no ease amongst these nations. Read.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Meaning what? We gotta work every single day. Every single day we gotta work hard for the pennies we get.
Right.
We get pennies. Matter of fact, hold that, give me Baruch 3 and 8. I'm gonna show you that's the case. We gotta pay and work, we gotta work every single day to slave and pay back our slave masters. Everything we get taxed for our regular check, right? So we get taxed for the money on our check every single time we get paid. And then when we buy anything out of the store, they tax that as well. What I'm here,
Right.
y'all gotta understand. That's what the Bible says. So we get taxed not only on our check, but we gotta go spend money and buy stuff, and we still gotta pay taxes. We gotta work to pay our slave master 24/7. Read.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8.
Right. The Bible said we are yet this day what?
In our captivity.
In our captivity. We still in slavery to this day. Read.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
Get that man a flyer. Can we give you a flyer, brother? Let me give you a flyer at least.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
Real quick, I know you gotta go, brother, but he's gonna give you this flyer. What we're doing is teaching our people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are the Israelites according to the Bible. You ever heard of an Israelite?
Yes, sir.
You heard of that? You know what that is? Sorta, kinda, you don't know much about it? Well, check out the flyer, okay? You gotta understand you are an Israelite. You are God's chosen people. Matter of fact, I get one scripture before you leave. One scripture, give me Deuteronomy 7:6. I'm gonna show you how God feel about the Israelites, all right? Real quick. I know you got the school. But by the way, you're not supposed to be buying and selling on the Lord's Sabbath. That's today. Friday, sundown, and Saturday, sundown is God's Sabbath day. I'm gonna show you how the Most High God feel about you now.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Read that.
For thou art an holy people
God said you are holy people. Holy means separate. So separate from everybody else, right? Read.
unto the Lord thy God.
To who?
The Lord thy God.
Read.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people.
You see that? Everybody on this sign, the Most High God have chose to be a special people. You on this sign, that means you are a special people to God. You are an Israelite. Read.
Unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Read that again. Listen to this, brother. Listen to this.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So God says you are above all people on the face of the earth, okay? So you got to come back to the commandments. Check out that flyer. Our number is on there, bro. Just give us a call if you got any questions, okay? We're teaching our people who they are according to the Bible. All right? Have a good one, brother. No problem. Yeah, go back to that. So we're talking about how we got to go to our enemy. We're still in captivity today, right? We just went over the curse that the Most High said we shall find no ease among the nations. I'm going to back that up with Baruch 3 and 8 to show you that even today we still in slavery. Read.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8.
Read.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
So we are what?
Yet this day in our captivity.
So even until this day we are in captivity still. Read.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
We just read that in Deuteronomy with these curses. Read.
And to be subject to payment.
What?
Subject to payments.
Your bills don't stop. No matter what. If you got a house, no matter if you got a job or not, you're gonna have to pay a bill every single month.
Right.
Every month you gotta pay something. The Bible said you're subject to payments. That's true, that happens today. Right? And these same enemies who made us subject to payments, you go to and think they're gonna save you. You march because they kill you in the streets. They hate you. I mean, is it not obvious? Go back to, jump to verse 4, Baruch 4 and 6.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6.
Read.
Ye were sold to the nations.
So we were what?
Sold to the nations.
Read.
Not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath.
We did what?
Ye moved God to wrath.
We moved the Most High God to wrath. Read.
You were delivered unto the enemy. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
Idolatry.
And not to God.
And not listening to the Most High. Not keeping his commandments. So we said because of that, that's why we were sold to these other nations. That's why we're in slavery today. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and read verse 55 one more time, and then 65, and then read down to 66. Read that. I'm tired about people getting shot down in the street. You should be tired of it too. But the answer is not to try to return fire. Why would you try to go against your enemies who own and make the guns? You're gonna go to them and buy your guns to kill them. That don't make no sense.
Right.
You gotta come back to God's laws. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 65.
Read.
And among these nations, thou shalt find no ease.
Every single black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man can attest to that. You don't find no ease among in this captivity. Over here in America, read.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Neither shall what?
The sole of thy foot have rest.
We just read in Baruch 3 and 8, you're going to be subject to payments. You're going to be working every day to pay your slave master. Read.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
A trembling heart.
And failing of eyes.
Meaning you are going to be scared 24/7. If you driving in your car right now, black man, Hispanic man, and the police officer get behind you, what you gonna do? You're gonna sit up, straight up, try to put that seatbelt on. You're gonna be scared. You're gonna be terrified.
Right.
The Bible tells you that that's gonna happen to our people. Read.
And sorrow of mind.
Read.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Now read that again.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
So every single day our lives hang in doubt. You don't have to be doing nothing wrong. If a police officer get behind you, you think that might be the end. That's a curse to where you get pulled over by the police and you think you're gonna die. You think there's a possibility right now I can lose my life. That's a curse from the Most High God. Read that again.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. And thou shalt fear day and night.
We shall fear when?
Day and night.
So day and night we afraid. Not only of our enemies, we're afraid of our own brothers. We don't know who might try to attack us and kill us every single day. And that's a curse from the Most High God. Read.
And shall have none assurance of thy life.
God said you will have no assurance of your life. That's why we come out here to teach y'all, to talk to our people, because that's important that you know that these curses on our people because we didn't listen, and so every day we don't have no assurance of our life. No matter what we do, you work hard every single day, slave, but you're still subject to payments. You still got to pay your enemy for everything. That's captivity. Now how do we get over here? Give me Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt, according to Exodus 20 and verse 2, is bondage. So he's going to bring you into slavery again. How?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So here's the proof right here. We were brought here on slave ships. You can look that up. Google that. When did we come here? In 1619 when we start coming here on these ships. That actually happened over 400 years ago. How y'all brothers doing? Hey, y'all got time to talk to us?
I feel y'all talking about that good. I'm with it. Always, but I gotta go get this gas.
I hear you, brother.
I know who I am, man.
Who are you? Brother, you know you're an Israelite according to the Bible? Brother, read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
No, 28.
And verse 28.
Brother said, I am that I am, right? You ask our people who they are, they have no idea. They could care less. This brother finna go by right now on the Lord's Sabbath day. Our people could care less about God's laws. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 28.
Read.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
He shall do what?
Smite thee with madness.
I am that I am, brother. I am that I am. That's madness. You don't know who you are. Read.
And blindness and astonishment of heart.
That's a curse too. Our people saying that, not knowing who they are, not understanding what's going on. Hey, give me Ezekiel 3 and 17 real quick. We're gonna jump back to 68 afterwards. Deuteronomy 28, 68 afterwards. But y'all gotta understand, we out here to warn our people. We the watchmen of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
Regardless of what anybody think. Whether you believe it or not, the Most High word gonna come true. Read what you got.
Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17.
Read.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Okay, so what these watchmen supposed to do?
Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
We supposed to give them warning of what? The destruction that's coming. Because our people ain't keeping the commandments. 2/3 of our people gotta die here. And we come to tell you what's going on. You see our people dying in the streets every single day. Go back to Deuteronomy. Matter of fact, look at Deuteronomy 28, 68. Give me Lamentations 4:17. Give me Lamentations 4 and 17. Our people have no idea what's going on in this Bible, but they go to their enemies to ask for help. The same nation that hate us, we go to them and ask them for help. Read.
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17.
Now let's remember what just happened. We've had 2 of our brothers killed in the, on the news, on the cameras, for doing nothing wrong. And then we have people try to retaliate, shooting police officers. That's madness. Read what you got.
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17.
Read.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. Read.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We have done what?
Watched for a nation that could not save us.
We truly believe that these so-called white people are going to save us. That the same people who put us in slavery, we think they're going to save us. That makes absolutely no sense. Read it again.
And as for us,
wait. There you go.
As for us, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
See that? So they kill us on camera, and we go march and say we want justice from y'all. The same people who just killed us in the street, we gonna march with them and say we want justice. We gotta understand these people are not going to save us. They are not. I'm gonna show you exactly how these people feel about us. Hold that. We're gonna come right back. Give me Ezekiel 35 verse 5. I'm gonna show y'all how these people feel about us. And we go to them asking for them to save us. We gotta understand that first off, we got to come back to God's laws.
Right.
We cannot be marching. We cannot be talking about no justice, no peace. It doesn't work. We've been trying that forever. These people hate us. Read what you got.
Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5.
Read.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
So Edom, the so-called white man, has had a perpetual. Perpetual means an everlasting hatred for who?
And has shed the blood of
the top again.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. And has shed the blood of the children of Israel. By the force of the sword.
By what?
The force of the sword.
We just saw videos of them shooting our people for no reason. We just saw that, but a perpetual hatred. These people have a perpetual hatred for us. Read.
By the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
In the time of their what?
Calamity.
You see that these people have nothing but a perpetual hatred for us. Now jump back to Lamentations 4:17, please. We gotta understand, we gotta come back to God's laws. All this marching, all this, I'm gonna get guns to fight an enemy who makes the guns, that does not make any sense. That's nonsense. Our weapons are not carnal. We're gonna get that too. Read what you got.
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17.
Read.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
So our eyes have failed by our vain help. Why? We thinking these people supposed to save us. We got people who put on a uniform every day saying they're gonna protect and serve, but we the ones dying in the streets every day. That does not make sense. Read.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Read.
They hunt our steps.
They do what?
They hunt our steps.
They do what?
They hunt our steps.
No matter what we do, they looking for us. We can't do nothing. No matter what you do, let me tell you something. In the case of that Volante, I think that's his name, that brother literally was getting the driver's license that the officer asked for. He was doing what the officer said, and he still ended up dead.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.